kind of you have to blunder rook in one move, because to blunder bishop might be not enough. Move number 92, rook e1 was played, and the king went to d7. I think I'll better move this one manually. So what's going on here? Black is a bit not comfortable moving his pieces, right? Because the bishop is doing two jobs: stopping the f pawn and protecting the b4 pawn. Once again, it's far from being important, but just in case this bishop with this pawn wins.
Same color.
Wins, I mean, yeah. So it doesn't look like a factor this time, but it can really play a role. I'm wondering if black is not losing. If black is not losing b pawn, Bernard. Bishop c5 was played, which allows white to cut the king. Check. No, I'm guessing this might be hopeless. In fact,
it does look hopeless.
This, and I don't know. If there isn't anything straightforward, then I would claim that this is also very, very bad. The king cut, b4 pawn is weak, this guy is marching.
Yes, this is a very dominating performance by the Russian women's team.
So it might as well be 3-1, and Kyria was not forced to lose. Yeah, she had a good position at some point.
She stepped into a kind of a trap in a position that was supposed to be equal.
Right, so while this one is still in progress, we don't see, it will not affect the result of the match. There is no way Kosteniuk can lose this one. So, to sum up quickly, the open section, everything's finished. 3.5 China versus Belarus. So far, very impressive performance from the defending champions. Then same 3.5 for Russia against Egypt.
Which was less impressive because Nepomniachtchi was even in a slight trouble against his 400-point lower rated opponent.
Yeah, then, well, perhaps the most surprising result is Turkey against Ukraine, 4 draws. So now
the Turkish team holding a strong Ukrainian team.
Yeah.
Almost the same happened in case of Norway. They were doing fine against the United States, the Olympic champions. 3 draws were played and they lost in the very last game for the Elsnes against Varuzhana Kopian.
Yeah, so that was 2.5 in favor of United States, and they should be, I believe they should be happy with the overall result, because on board 2, for instance, Onyshuk had, well, slight troubles at least against Frode Orkedal. And then it's this victory of Poland, which we are not tired to praise Jan Krzysztof Duda and his very nice tactical trick against Bashkarana Triban.
True, the whole match was impressive. We saw first Vidit winning with an opening novelty, I wanted to say. So he played knight e5 in the opening, which was an idea that he prepared for Anish Giri. And Anish played that move against Wesley So in his match online at the Speed Chess Championship. That was rapid and blitz, but seems that Radek missed to see that game, and he was surprised by knight e5, didn't know how to react to it properly, and lost the game. So far, this opening idea is 2 out of 2. Very good score for white. Then the Polish player Pierun Kasper was the one to level the score, beating Murali Kartikyan, and Adiban seemed to be doing fine.
Yeah, it was fine for him.
But with a suspicious king position on f5, which Duda managed to exploit by this beautiful idea.
Nice.
King d1 and knight g5, knight
check,
h3.
mating the king in the end game in a very unobvious way. All that made Poland win this match, 2.5.
And even the game that ended in a draw, Nagy versus Barta,
that was very, very entertaining.
Was imbalanced with the queen against the rook and the piece. So very exciting match between India and Poland. Poland beating India, that's a huge result. Yeah,
well, it's less surprises, I would say, in the women's section. So Ukraine beating United States. It was always close, but somehow a bit stronger Ukraine managed to win. Then it was 2-2 Georgia versus India. We were commenting throughout the day on this one. It was really a thriller, but in the end, they're roughly equal teams, I would claim. Georgia being perhaps a bit higher rated, but not
the
not
defending
dramatically.
champions, but they could have lost this match
Yeah.
against India. So the Indian team was doing very well today. The women's team could have won, and the men's team was also at least on an equal term with Poland. Seems a bit unlucky for the Indian players, but in sports you can never know. Sometimes you are luckier. In other games you will get your luck back, I believe.
Yeah, and then, quite comfortable wins, 3.5 for Poland. I'm talking about the ladies section. 3.5 for Poland against Azerbaijan, and 4-0.
Azerbaijan is quite a tough opponent, so winning 3.5 is also
that's
a
really,
good performance.
really a good performance, right? And then 4-0 victory for Vietnam against Egypt. And this is the last game, China versus Russia, or Russia versus China, if you like. It's 2-1 in Russia's favor, and this one also looks very, very promising. Check here. I just thought it could have been possible that would win. F6, and then I don't know. I mean, it's just like to get this pawn on F7. Rook G4 was played by Kosteniuk, then a check on E7, King to C6, Rook to E5, F6. I don't believe this is possible to hold. Really do not believe.
It doesn't look like with the king cut on the G file and this F6 pawn.
Yeah, isn't it simple? I go F7, Rook G8, and how do you save the? Should not be possible to hold simply. Too many things at the same time. So in the end, it will be most likely 3-1 in Russia's favor, which is not all that different from 2.5. Bishop to F8. Okay, now if Rook G8 is played. Rook G8 attacking the bishop. And she wants to play here, where this, I mean, should be winning, even though black is holding as for now. This and I'll probably win this way. Not enough squares for this rook.
Yeah, certainly
Feels
not. It just cannot be
it
true
never,
that this can be
it never looked
held
like
in this
will be holding, because it's basically rook tied to the 8th rank. Bishop is not moving at all. So if we will get this position, and I don't see the way for black to prevent this position from materializing after rook to G8.
I wonder what other move is she thinking about, because she's really taking her time.
Kosteniuk, you mean?
Yes, and rook G8 seems to be such a natural move.
Bishop F8, some checks. No, that's a silly thing to do. I mean, to start calculating some checks. I would really say that here you need schematic thinking. I mean, just like not really calculating, trying to calculate very deep, especially being low on time, but just kind of construction work. Okay, I'll put this one on F7, I'll put the rook on G8, which is an easy thing to achieve starting with rook G8. And then, if you think is there a way black can put his pieces so he won't be lost? And there's...
It's very likely that there's just simply no way to escape from the defeat for Wenjun.
And this will be really a statement from Russia. I mean, not only winning against the most principal opponent, but in such a fashion. 3-1.
Good day for the Russian team. This was a crucial match. Remember that Russia, the women's team, lost to China in the last round of the Baku Chess Olympiad just a few months ago. So that was a very painful defeat for the Russian ladies. With that defeat, they lost the medal as well. So they were not on the podium. They usually win the Chess Olympiads. In 2016, they were not even on the podium because of losing to China. So in a way, they are taking a revenge today.
I have to say it was a bit of a weird pairing. I mean, or a weird tournament. So those two are certainly the favorites, and then they
should
only
have played against each other.
They only get to play each other in the last round, because usually how it works. They play around round 7, round 8, and then you have 3 more games to, let's say, to recover. F7, which is a bit less precise, I would try to claim, but I don't know why. Maybe it's just the same thing. F7. I mean, I can try to play
Bishop
this.
G7, you can, yes.
Try to play this, not to let this. No, but then I probably lose after bishop c2. Yeah, I'm just losing the bishop, right? King h8, it's rook h4. If king h6, then it's a check, followed by rook g5 check, followed by a capture on e5. Yeah. f7. Black gives a check on c5. Which will protect this square. Does that?
Still fighting, but I
Still
don't think
fighting,
that on the long run she can hold this.
King b6.
In the meantime,
king
I'm just
d7.
opening the pairings for the next day, so we can also announce that, but I'm still...
It's on the website. This is what we can say.
Yes, ugra2017.fide.com. That's where you can see the pairings. The board pairings are always up the next day. So in the morning before the round starts, that's when the teams also get to know who are their opponents exactly, because you see the pairings for the teams, but you never know who is your opponent. You need to prepare for 2 players, basically.
At least, yeah, for 2 players at least.
So on the official website, you can see the pairings and also many photos and videos. So make sure that you check them out and use the hashtag #UgraChess. Hashtag #UgraChess.
So
you can tweet us questions, opinions, anything about the tournament. And let's see who is going to face each other tomorrow. Anything happen?
This one is still kept in progress because rook c5, I thought king b6 would have been more precise. King d7 is, well, no longer this rook is hanging. Black is able to play bishop g7. She's not losing on a spot. But of course, white takes the second pawn. Rook will get to b8. Black is still, it's still winning, of course. It's just that another way it looked like white would have won already. It's move number 100, by the way.
Wow.
It's move number 100. It's already a 6-hour broadcast is about to finish. I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah, for a first day. But of course, Russia-China for a first round was also something that nobody expected. We were already talking about
King h6.
the drawing of lots and how first Russia, the Russian women's team, drew the number 5, and exactly after that, the Chinese captain was called onto the stage and she pulled out the number 6, which everybody knows that 5 and 6, they face each other in a round robin with 10 participants.
Okay, so this is something strange, really. Still, Alexandra, she has to find some plan. That's I think I'm here. Let's say not here to judge, but I think this is a common mistake. I've seen few games of Alexandra when she's trying to calculate the win till the end. And especially, she's
it's her strength, her calculation, but also a weakness in some cases where you should be schematic.
Yeah, it's you're getting tired. You are, it's better. And again, you're not able to accumulate time this way. So it's like you think, okay, I'll put all the pieces so they are defended. Now, for instance, again, this followed by this, for example, so that everything is protected. You cannot really spoil this position anymore. Right, rook b6. There is nothing wrong with rook b6, obviously. But do you really have to calculate everything till the end? King went to g5. And then rook to b8. Okay, rook f5 is the only move, it seems. Yeah. But where is the forced win? King g7, followed by bishop e6. Yeah, it's that simple. In fact, this check was not needed, right? After rook b4, king h6, rook b8 at once. Rook f5, king e7. F8 queen. Yeah. Okay, so it is winning. no surprises here. It is winning still.
Yeah, it's obvious that Alexandra was
G8.
winning, and this seems to be the very last moment of the
King
game.
H6. Come on. King E7, finally.
I think she saw this. She just wanted to make sure that
Yeah, nothing will
after
happen.
6 hours of playing, you double check because you don't want to miss anything.
There isn't any chance. No stalemates, no nothing. So it will be 3-1 in Russia's favor.
It's a massive victory for Russia after their defeat in Baku. And also taking into account that Russia has never won a World Team Championship, the Russian women's team.
Yeah, men, they did.
They did
I think
couple
in
of
2000,
times.
a couple of times, right?
Yes.
2013 was the last time they won. Where in 2015 it was China. Chinese, in fact, I don't know if that was ever the case. So they won Olympiad in 2004, and then the World Championship in 2015.
Only 2015. So they were climbing up. But that was a very good period for the Chinese team because of Tromsø 2014 and then winning the World Team in 2015. Alexandra Kosteniuk wins her game. It's 3-1 Russia versus China. A huge score for the Russian team. These two teams are the clear favorites in the women's tournament and Georgia. So we are saying that one of these three teams was going to win the championship, and